All praises to the Most High Yahuwah, and all praises to Yahusha, the one that lived for us, died to his flesh for us, then died on the stake for us, and is resurrected, which is what you should be focused on, the resurrection. We are to appreciate him on the stake for us to have his spirit. However, we are to concentrate on the resurrection. And you know how I do about this time. You know what that was? Me quickening the Ruach HaKodesh. Yep. Haloe369 back again with another one. And I'm going to answer a few questions before we get back into this book of Enoch, because I am about to read this book still. We not finished, y'all. We not finished. And this time I'll read a little more slower and give a little more context on what I'm reading from how I perceive it. However, I do want to get one question from the servant of the Most High. That was his tag name, servant of the Most High. And I value that because I, too, serve the creator of the heavens and the earth, Yahuwah. I serve him, yes. And I, too, am a servant. And I hope to become a master servant. Anyhow, to answer your question, well, first, let me give you a bit of advice. Always, when you ask a question, just ask the question, because you don't want to influence people's answers, because people can go and look up and read and answer based on what you're presenting to them. However, I didn't do that because I already understood those scriptures. Like, I read those scriptures before, and I already understood that. But no, I don't believe in sacrificing the innocent. I do not believe in self-sacrifice, if that makes sense. Like, sacrificing yourself in vain or out of, like, I don't believe in sacrificing yourself in vain, if that makes sense. Now, there might come a time where you might have to pick up your cross or pick up your stake. However, be very wary and discerning, because the Most High Yahuwah would have us protect our vessel. He already said to run. If we are confronted, our weapon is our obedience to him. He'll protect us. He'll make a way to protect us. And Yahusha did that so we didn't have to. He gave his spirit so we didn't have to suffer like that. Now, there might be some that do suffer like that, depending on the level of obedience, because it's a level of obedience, and it also depends on who you are involved with in your life. Because if you're involved with a bunch of people that commit iniquity, your vessel's in jeopardy. And yes, throughout my channel, I have expressed this on many occasions. But I know that you're a new subscriber, and I appreciate you, and I understand why you would have me answer a question like that, but never give the answer to, like, never give an answer that you want to a question that you have to an individual, because they can easily manipulate that. And there are people that are really good at manipulation. So you don't want, and I'm just saying that like out of just for your own protection, bro. It's but no, I don't believe in innocent sacrifice or things like sacrificing an innocent or things of that nature. I don't. And to one other subscriber who asked about the head of days and explained the head of days, which is in the book of Enoch, which I will be reading in a second. However, the head of days is Yahusha. He is also known as the Son of Man. If you noticed that in that last video that he asked who he was and whence he was, meaning he didn't even know what time he was. Like he was like, when is he? if y'all paid attention, he showed him being created, because it was an order. It showed him being created, but then he also showed him walking through the portals with a man of great countenance on his face, which was that was Yahusha going through there. The Ruach of Yahusha going through and being delivered to us. And if you hear Head of Days, because Head of Days is also in the Apocrypha, if you have ever read the Apocrypha, which I have the Apocrypha, and I will read from it to y'all one day. But I do want to continue reading the book of Enoch so you get the gist of why I perceive things the way I perceive them, okay? Which is this book right here, Book of Enoch. Book of Enoch. That's what I'm reading. However, if you know what the Ruach HaKodesh is, oh yeah, and then one other person asked me about the invisible laws, but I think she probably got her answer. However, if she didn't, the invisible laws are written in the word of the Most High, but you have to pay strict attention to what you're reading. You cannot take everything as, like I said, you have to read the word of the Most High and metaphysically, and you also have to take it literally. Literal and metaphysical. And quantum physical, if you want to go there too, because quantum is only Ruach, okay? Yahuwah created Ruach for us, for it to respond to us as we communicate with it through our Ruach. Now, we have personal Ruach, and everything around us has Ruach. Okay, and it all communicates. All right, it's not like, and then the ultimate is Ruach Yahuwah. That's the ultimate Ruach. But then the Ruach HaKodesh is the one that brings us into remembrance. When it brings us into remembrance, it brings us into remembrance of all other Ruach. Okay, so basically how to communicate to it. I mean, just remember when when they created the Tower of Babel, they was communicating through Ruach. They all had the same language. Ruach, the spirit. That's how they was communicating. And unfortunately, you won't catch it unless you're paying attention. Unless you're paying attention, and you really got to pay attention. Like, really discern, really understand what I'm saying, okay? However, I digress, y'all. I'm back on it. I'm back to it. I'm about to make sure that y'all get a good portion of this. We gonna transition from, because I was on 59. Yep. And shut up here. Okay, wait up. No, I probably. Well, just in case I was on an earlier chapter, we gon'. Because I think I was on 56 or 57. It was one of them. So I'm going to start at 57, y'all. But I want y'all to listen very carefully, and I will dialogue through these chapters, okay, as well, so that you get a complete understanding of how I perceive everything. And, you know, if you have a different perception than I do, I want y'all to put it in the comments. Because, like, I rewatched my own video one day, and I noticed that I mistook the Most High for Yahusha. Like, there was a part where I was supposed to, that was supposed to be Yahusha, but I said it was Yahuwah. That wasn't Yahuwah, it was Yahusha. However, and I'll go back to it later on, but I just want y'all to, I do rewatch my videos, and I do try to listen to see if I'm reading to y'all incorrectly or if I missed anything. Because there is so much it's so many things to perceive in the book of Enoch when you read it, okay? And I've perceived a lot. However, I digress. If you're new to the channel, pull up, pull up, pull up. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. And we're going to have this reading in the book of Enoch. And this is still where time merges all together. I don't know what I'm going to title it, though. But I am going to title it to make sure that y'all understand what I'm looking at. And also the iniquities of men. Yeah. Anyhow. All right. I'm starting off on 57, y'all. Chapter 57. If you're a regular here, give the channel a like. Stay through it. You know, listen all the way through. If you do like it, subscribe to the channel or hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. Just, you know, but I'm gonna do my best to make sure that you guys understand how I perceive things, because I see differently than a lot of others. Chapter 57, Book of Enoch. And it came to pass after this that I saw another host of wagons and men riding thereon, and coming on the winds from the east and from the west and to the south. And the noise of their wagons was heard. And when this turmoil took place, the holy ones from the heaven remarked it, and the pillars of the earth were moved from their place, and the sound thereof was heard from the one end of heaven to the other in one day. And they shall fall down and worship the Elohim of Ruach. And this is the end of the second parable. Wait up, let me see the interface. I want to make sure that I'm reading to y'all from the place that I left off at. So y'all, let me see. Oh, wait up. I'm not. And that was chapter 57, but I made a mistake, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna start off at chapter 55. Y'all already heard chapter 57. I'm gonna read through 55, 56, and then we gonna skip to 58. Okay? So this is chapter 55, y'all. My apologies. And after the head of days repented and said, in vain I have destroyed all who dwell on the earth, and he sware by his great name, henceforth I will not do so to all who dwell on the earth, and I will set a sign. Okay, that was Yah. Now that was Yahuwah. And I will send a sign to all who dwell on the earth, and a pledge, and this shall be a pledge of good faith. This shall be a pledge of good faith, and between me and them forever, so long as heaven is above the earth, and this is in accordance with my command. When I have desired to take hold of them by the hand of the angels on the day of tribulation and pain, because of this I will cause my chastisement and my wrath to abide upon them, saith Yahuwah, the Elohim of Ruach. Ye mighty kings who dwell on the earth, ye shall have to behold mine elect one, how he sits on the throne of glory and judges Azazel and all his associates and all his hosts in the name of the Elohim of Ruach. Now, you know who Azazel is. Azazel is the one that taught us to create weapons and taught us all types of sinful behavior as far as weapons, makeup. He was the one that taught the makeup and all that stuff. And the weapons and makeup is also used as a weapon from women towards men to seduce men. And one thing I never really took under consideration was how powerful lasciviousness and lust is. Because unbeknownst to us, we had angels falling for the daughters of men through lust. And that's is crazy. And then also to reproduce with them, which is even worse. And for them to have the ability to reproduce with them, because Yahuwah, he still gave them a function, a functioning vessel. So that's why when I see how corrupted we are and how we follow these fallen angels into corruption, because they also taught roots and cuttings, which is voodoo, witchcraft, magic, hoodoo, all of those things. They taught those things through the cutting and servings of roots and tinctures. They taught this stuff, and I read that in the very first one. So if y'all want to check that video out, but basically the head of days is Yahusha. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the head of days is Yahusha, and also the Son of Man is known as Yahusha. Next is chapter 56, y'all. All right. And I saw that I saw the host of angels of punishment going, and they held scourges and chains of iron and bronze. And I asked the angel of peace, who went with me, saying, to whom are these who hold the scourges going? And he said unto me, to their elect and beloved ones, that they may be cast into the chasm of the abyss of the valley. And then that valley shall be filled with their elect and beloved, and the days of their lives shall be at an end. This is the elect of the fallen angels, okay? So, you know how we got all these people that done sold their soul and all that. Those are the elect of the fallen ones. You know, and they're going to this place right here. And you'll get to see that later on, because I also like it's like closer to the back of the book of Enoch. However, let me continue. And the days of their lives shall be at an end, and the days of their leading astray shall not thenceforth be reckoned. Leading astray. That's who their elect ones lead people astray. Like, you got these false pastors or false preachers and all these people that teach you to serve self. No love for others, just serve self or self-love. Anyhow, let me continue. And in those days, the angels shall return and hurl themselves to the east upon the Parthians and Medes. They shall stir up the kings, so that a spirit of unrest shall come upon them. They shall stir up the kings, which is pretty much war and all those things. Okay? So that unrest shall come upon them. And the kings of our days are these political figures and heads. And they shall rouse them from their thrones, that they may break forth as lions from their lairs, and as hungry wolves among their flocks. And they shall go up and tread under foot the land of his elect ones. And the land of his elect ones shall be before them a threshing floor and a highway. But the city of my righteous shall be a hindrance to their horses. The city of his righteous, which is Yahuwah's righteous. So now you got their elect, and then you got our elect, the ones that follow the Most High Creator of heavens and earth, the one that's giving instruction to Enoch and giving him the mysteries. And we shall be a hindrance to their horses. But let me continue. And they shall begin to fight amongst themselves, and their right hand shall be strong against themselves, and a man shall not know his brother. And a man shall not know his brother, nor a son his father, or his mother, till there be no number of the corpses through their slaughter, and their punishment be not in vain. Their punishment be not in vain. So basically, they'll all be attacking each other. The wicked will all be attacking each other. They will suffer a great delusion. In those days, Sheol shall open its jaws, and they shall be swallowed up therein, and their destruction be at an end. Sheol shall devour the sinners in the presence of the elect, his elect. All right, now I already read 57, so if y'all want to hear 57 again, y'all can go back to the beginning of the video or closer towards the middle of the video and hear me read that again. My apologies once again, y'all. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. And this is chapter 58. And I began to speak the third parable concerning the righteous and elect. Blessed are ye, ye righteous and elect, for glorious shall be your lot, and the righteous shall be in the light of the sun, and the elect in the light of eternal life. Okay? Because the righteous and elect get to eat from the tree of life. That's the reward if you remain steadfast through these things. And I read that it's in one of my first videos. The days of their life shall be unending. You hear that? Eternal life for the righteous and elect. On the new earth, we shall be walking the new earth. And the days of the holy without number. You hear that? Eternal, without number. That means you can't put a time on them. It's eternal. And they shall seek the light and find righteousness with the Elohim of Ruach. There shall be peace to the righteous, and in the name of the eternal. That's Yahusha. That's who he's speaking of. In the name of Yahusha, that's how, through his behavior, through his name, we are saved. Yahusha means salvation of existence. Yahuwah is existence. And we just exist. And once you understand the different Ruach, because our Ruach is different from Yahusha's Ruach, and their Ruach advanced our Ruach, and then Yahuwah's Ruach is different than Yahusha's Ruach. However, Yahuwah amplified Yahusha, which amplifies us. That's how it goes. That's the order of it. Through exaltation. We exalt them, they exalt us in return. It is a great reflection. And a lot of people don't understand that either. Like, how you treat your biggest relationship is with Yahuwah, Yahusha, their behavior. And when I say their behavior, that means in acting out in the way that they would treat others, or in acting out into like with his eternal laws and rules. You know, don't be a debater. Be peaceful. Be loving. Be kind. Be stern, yet be gentle. Especially chasten your brethren in righteous. Chasten people in righteousness, as long as they are aligned with the Most High Yahuwah, because you can't go around chastening everybody. And that's in the book of Proverbs as well. Just like, I think somebody put it in my comment about wisdom. Yeah, wisdom is in the book of Proverbs, yes. But also, you heard wisdom as well in the book of Enoch. But allow me to continue, y'all. They shall seek out the secrets of righteousness, the heritage of faith. For it has become bright as the sun upon the earth, and the darkness is past, and their light shall be a light that never endeth, and to a limit of days they shall not come. To a limit of days they shall not come. They shall never endeth. No, my fault. They shall not come. I'm sorry, y'all. For the darkness shall first have been destroyed. So the darkness will be destroyed and light established before the Elohim of Ruach. Now this is chapter 59. And in those days mine eyes saw the secrets of the lightnings and of the lights and the judgment that they execute, lit their judgment, and they lighten for a blessing or a curse, as Yahuwah willeth. And there I saw the secrets of the thunder, and how when it resounds above in the heaven, the sound thereof is heard, and he caused me to see the judgments executed on the earth, whether they be for well-being and blessing, or for a curse, according to the word of Yahuwah. And after that, all secrets of lights and lightnings were shown to me, and they lighten for a blessing, for satisfying. Y'all hear that? So he traveled through that function. He traveled all through that function. I believe I skipped some chapters, y'all. And if I did, y'all could put it in the comments, because oh, okay. Yeah, I read. Okay. I did read through all that. All right, yeah. My bad, y'all. So I'm at 60. And it says the book of Noah, a fragment, chapter 60. In the year 500, y'all listening? In the year 500, in the 7th month, and the 14th day of the month, in the life of Enoch, in that parable, I saw how the mighty quaking made the heaven of heavens to quake, and the host of the Most High, and the angels of thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000 were disquieted with a great disquiet. And the head of days, which is Yahusha, sat on the throne of his glory, and the angels and the righteous stood around him. And a great trembling seized me, and fear took hold of me. Oh man, wait up. Oh yeah, in his glory. Okay, my bad, y'all. In his glory, and a great trembling seized me, and fear took hold of me, and my loins gave way, and dissolved where my reins, and I fell upon my face. And Michael sent Michael sent another angel from among the holy ones, and he raised me up. And when he had raised me up, my spirit returned, for I had not been able to endure the look of this host, and the commotion, and the quaking of the heaven. And Michael said unto me, Why art thou disquieted with such a vision? Until this day lasted the day of his mercy, and he hath been merciful and long suffering to those who dwell on the earth. Y'all listening? And he hath been long suffering and merciful to those that dwell on the earth. And when the day and the power and the punishment and the judgment come, which Yahuwah have prepared for those who worship not the righteous law, and for those who deny righteous judgment, for those who take his name in vain. That day is prepared for the elect a covenant, but for sinners an inquisition. And when the punishment of the Elohim of Ruach shall rest upon them, it shall rest in order that the punishment of the Elohim of Ruach may not come in vain. Basically, he's not going to punish everybody in vain. He's going to make sure that he getting the right people. And it shall slay children with their mothers, and the children with their fathers. Afterwards, the judgment shall take place according to his mercy and his patience. And on that day were two monsters parted, a female monster named Leviathan, the waters, the ocean. That's a female monster. To dwell in the abysses of the ocean over the fountains of the waters. But the male is named Behemoth, who occupied with his breast a waste wilderness named Dudain on the east of the garden where the elect and righteous dwell. The elect and the righteous dwell. Where my grandfather was taken up, the seventh from Adam, the first man whom Yahuwah created. And I saw beside the other angel that he should show me the might of those monsters, how they were parted on one day, and cast the one into the abysses of the sea, and the other unto the dry land of the wilderness. Behemoth, these are two humongous monsters that are going to help deliver judgment to the masses and the uncleanly. And he said to me, Thou son of man, herein thou dost seek to know what is hidden. And the other angel who went with me and showed me what was hidden told me what is first. He told me what is first. First and last in the heaven. In the height and beneath the earth, in depth, and at the end of the heaven, and on the foundation of the earth. And the chambers of the wind, which is portals, they're chambers, the winds are alive, okay? Are divided, and how they are weighed, and how the portals of the wind are reckoned, each according to the power of the wind, and the power of the lights of the moon, and according to the power that is fitting, and the divisions of the stars according to their names. Which is why I said Yahuwah made, like, those things are alive. They all have names, not our human names that we gave them. No, Yahuwah knows them by their name. We were taught by the fallen angels to name them, and we are corrupted. So that's why I say, like, if you don't have a spirit of remembrance, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, it's gonna be some, like, furniture moving for real. The Most High not going for none of that. Oh, call me now. He not going for none of that. Divisions of the stars according to their names, and how all divisions are divided, and the thunders according to their places where they fall, and all divisions that are made among the lightnings, and it may lighten, and their hosts, that they may at once obey. For the thunder has places of rest, which are assigned to it, while it is waiting for its peal. And the thunder is alive, y'all. It rests. And while it is waiting for its peal, and the thunder and the lightning are inseparable. And although not one and undivided, they both go together through the Spirit and separate not. For when the lightning lightens, the thunder utters its voice. So they're separate ruach, different functions. So thunder is alive and lightning is alive, and they're separate, even though they are together and work as one. Let's continue. And the Spirit enforces a pause during the peal and divides equally between them for the treasury of their peals is like the sand of each one of them as it peals is held in with a bridle and turned back by the power of the ruach and pushed forward according to the many quarters of the earth. And the ruach of the sea is masculine. The ruach of the sea is masculine and strong, and according to the might of his strength, he draws it back with rain. And in like manner, it is driven forward and disperses amid all mountains of the earth. And the ruach of the hoarfrost is his own angel, and the ruach of the hell is a good angel. Y'all hear that? And the ruach of the snow has forsaken his chambers on account of his strength. There is a special ruach therein, and that which ascends from it like smoke, and its name is frost, which is separate from the snow. And it's his own being. It's separated. And the ruach of the mist is not united with them and their chambers, but it has a special chamber, for its course is glorious both in light and darkness. And in winter, and in summer, and in its chamber is an angel. And the ruach of the dew has its dwelling at the ends of the heavens, and is connected with the chambers of the rain. And its course is in winter, and the summer, and its clouds and the clouds of the mist are connected, and one gives order to the other. They all have like a specific order that they push each other to do. And when the ruach of rain goes forth from its chamber, the angels come and open the chamber and lead it out. And when it is diffused over the whole earth, it unites with the water on the earth. And whensoever it unites with the water on the earth, for the waters are for those who dwell on the earth, for they are nourishment for the earth. from the Most High, Yahuwah, who is in heaven. Therefore, there is a measure for the rain, and the angels take it in charge. And these things I saw towards the garden of righteousness. And the angel of peace who was with me said to me, these two monsters prepared conformably to the greatness of Yahuwah shall feed. And he was talking about Leviathan and Behemoth. Now, it's about the end of my video. I hope y'all enjoyed that reading. Some of my explanations. You know, once I'm actually free to freely speak about what I'm reading, I'll be able to get more in depth with how I understand what I'm looking at. But if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, because, there's a lot in there where I have to make sure that I'm explaining this correctly, okay? So I don't want to just be misreading or misguiding either. So also, if you do have a chance to get the book yourself and read it on your own, because maybe you'll have a different perception than what I have, feel free to offer your, correction. And I'm down to receive correction anytime that I need correction. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to iron sharpens iron. But, also, I'm not in it to debate. I'm in it to listen, understand, and to give my authentic observation about how this world is working. And also, how the book of Enoch presents everything in the present tense. This stuff is, man, because he was in the spirit when he was seeing all that. And he was translated into Ruach. He was translated into Ruach. When it say in the spirit, it's in the Ruach. And when you're translated, it's because your Ruach actually creates this vessel and your consciousness. But that is another lesson for y'all, because I'm giving y'all the surface of the reading, but then there's my understanding of the deeper teachings. Anyhow, if you like the video, put a thumbs up on the video. I know I'm a little bit long-winded. Also, if you have any discrepancies, hit them comments. I don't mind, hearing what, you have to say. Express yourself. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You are definitely appreciated. And for everyone that has been on my channel, giving comments, showing love, I love you. And thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate y'all. And all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. And also all praises to Yahusha. Everything is done. And you will see that it is done in its due season. Because also it talks about that in there too. But I'm going to continue to read it. And hopefully, you guys get insight and understanding from what I'm reading and how I'm perceiving. And then, I also want you to give me your perception as well. So I love y'all. I do love you. I will make another video tomorrow, and you are appreciated.